Good morning, Roger.
Good morning. Anybody else on video?
I think Mara should be turning hers on soon.
I'm here. I'm probably going to keep my video off. I am.
Good morning. You sound like you've got a cold.
I tested positive for COVID yesterday. Lucky me. It's my turn. So.
As did I.
Lucky you too. Yeah. So it's kind of like a nasty cold.
Are you going to take the medication?
I haven't called about it yet. I'll have to find out if I can.
I had a lengthy discussion yesterday about the side effects, and I think the side effects sound as bad as the worst case of COVID. And,
really?
I've got a mild case. I just have a sore, raspy throat and a cough.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
And I'm in my 4th day of symptoms, and it's probably too late for the medication to work.
That might be true. I was told that, that it's within like the first couple days that you have any symptoms that you're supposed to take it.
Right. Well, I hope you get over it fast.
Thank you. I hope so too.
Right. Well, I've been so careful getting the vaccines and then boosters and masking most places I've gone as often as possible, but I have no idea where I got it. Do you have any idea where you might have?
I'm not sure either. And it's kind of strange because I tested positive and my daughter tested positive and my husband tested negative and my son tested negative. So, and we really haven't gone anywhere like super busy or anything, but yeah.
Well, I was at the balloon festival on Saturday, and my guess is probably where I got it.
Oh, yeah, that's probably likely. That's a highly populated area.
Well, and I went to a couple of the different food trucks, and that's probably not a smart thing to do.
I mean, I feel like it was bound to happen, and I just bad timing on the week that I'm supposed to present for everybody.
Are you still up to presenting, or are you going to do it some other time?
No, Amy Schultz and I are co-presenting today.
Oh,
I
good.
probably,
Okay.
yeah. So. I think I'm going to mute for a minute and eat a little breakfast.
Sounds good. I'll just keep an eye out for activity here.
Sounds good.
Roger and Mara, I'm going to turn off the speaker so you two can chat while everyone else is having this.
Sierra.
I can hear
Oh, I
Jeff.
hear Jeff.
Started.
We can hear you.
Yeah, that's what we were just
We
talking.
can't see you.
So we have a moment of reflection with Jeff Zarini this morning.
There we go.
Please join me in prayer. Oh, gracious Lord, we thank you for the food that nourishes us this morning. We thank you for this day. Yes, another day that we can make a difference as Rotarians. We thank you for living in a country, a nation that was founded under God, as we say in our pledge. For all the goodness you have poured upon us, we say thank you. In your name we pray. Amen.
I will do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And the four-way test.
Of all the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Okay, we were gonna draw a name onto the gingerbread house, but we're gonna see if there's time at the end of the meeting for that. We've got a lot of stuff to cover today. Dan Shout has a little bit of information for us. Whoops. Is that better?
Yeah.
Yay. Okay, Dan Shout, would you like to do the Paul Harris stuff right now? Come on up.
It is a great pleasure that I get to give this new pen to a fellow Rotarian. Sorry. And it's bejeweled. Pat Pillar, please. You're in here somewhere. Where's Pat? Pat. Yes. Sorry. Congratulations.
Wow.
Here you are.
Thank you. Awesome.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I can get ready to pass that out. We have some guests here today.
We do.
And who would like to introduce them?
I would. Since I have the mic, I'm very pleased to introduce two guests today. Zach Ziesmer, and this is his third visit, and Mandy Wright, who is a guest of Jean Bergner. Jean, sorry you're not able to host her, but welcome. Welcome.
And we have one more over here with Ray. A lot of you people probably recognize this guy.
It's my pleasure to introduce to you our former foreign exchange student, Christopher Pai from Estonia. He's visiting.
You might as well keep that mic for a minute. We've got a little announcement here and Ray can convey that.
Our club is going to, that one we're talking about?
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
That one.
Our club is going to be hosting a student from Brazil. His name is Iago. He will be staying with Dr. Jan Bublik here in Weston, and I'm going to be the temporary RI officer till I leave in October. Jim Wausau is going to kind of shadow me as we go through the paperwork and so. But he will be coming in August. So it'll be important for the club to get behind the young man and take him places. If you have tickets going someplace, take them with you. If you have a cabin up north, they like to swim, they like to, and even though you're older, that's okay. They don't mind going with older people. You pay for everything. They like that. So that's a good thing. All right. So just enjoy having Iago as being part of our group. Now am I done?
I think you're done now.
Okay.
So the next item on the agenda is an award that very deserving, it sounds like, for sure. Service above self, and Ann Lucas has this information for us, so keep running. Keep passing that mic around.
Hi, we've kind of delayed putting this off, waiting for the recipient to show up, but she's not showing up, and we decided that we shouldn't keep it a secret from our members. So the Service Above Self Award is awarded this year to Tammy Sekeris. Tammy is the ultimate utility infielder for our club. She's championed RILA scholarship, eggs, and more, and Reading to Go is our go-to for any auction or fundraiser or anything that we need to be done, and we need a go-to person. Tammy seems to be the go-to all the time. And as a matter of fact, Tammy and I are cleaning out the closet downstairs next week because the closet's a mess and we got to take care of that. So we're doing that too. Tammy was a unanimous winner. We had a team of 5 people. We collected nominations from the club, and then we sent them around to our team of 5 people, and Tammy was number 1 in everybody's list. So that's important that we have a unanimous support for that. And I think that's really important. The service above self is not only what we do for the community, but also for what we do for the club. And Tammy is the embodiment of that. So thank you to everybody who nominated an individual. And thank you to the committee, Mary Weller, Pat Pillard, Dan Shout, and Dick Jarvis, and myself. And we have a little globe for her. And by the way, we did get the plaque updated. So we have all the right names for the right years on the plaque. And for anybody who's messing around in the cabinet, the plaque goes in a black cloth bag, so it doesn't get scratched up as much as it has been in the past. So congratulations to Tammy.
Hey everyone, surprise visit. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Thank you. I excuse me, sorry, I just dropped off my dogs. I'm heading to Beloit for a softball tournament. So I just wanted to say a quick thank you, even though I'm not there in person. I was completely surprised to get the call from Jean and very honored and very most appreciative of the recognition. But as we've talked about with this club and the camaraderie and what it means to so many people, it means to me as well. So I'm just very appreciative to be a part of the club and for the recognition. Thank you so much.
And well deserved. So, and we have today's program now. Jim Schultz, I think you're going to be introducing the program. Oh, we have a raffle yet too. Why don't we do that? People are excited. We're down to what, 7 marbles? Yes.
And we have $52. So I could have. We have $52 today, and if I could have one of our guests, or should we have? Yeah. Go ahead and read the last 4 digits, please.
3675.
3675. Let me verify. Sure enough, he's got it.
Okay.
So close.
Thank you. It's a big aw. We have one more item before the presentation. We have a president's pantry up here. Whoever that, I see Wendy. Oh, we've got 2.
I've had this for a month because we haven't met. I'm happy to get rid of it. I mean, to hand it over. So Jesse and I went to Santa Fe for a week. And let me see what we ended up with. Okay, at Georgia O'Keeffe Print, because of course She lived in Santa Fe and the museums there and all of those things. Thank you. And then I have to be honest, I have no idea what this is. So it's made by an artist, but Jesse has in his phone what it's made of, and I'm not going to unwrap it. It's a rare local wood wine stopper, and then it's got a jewel in the top. So it's all handmade and hand carved. I'm going to leave it like it is, and a bottle of Jordan to go with it. So that's it. Got it.
All right, just a quick heads up that the service work group will be meeting for a few minutes after the meeting today. So I think everybody was aware of that, hopefully, and those of you that can stay for just a few minutes, we have a couple things to wrap up, and then you'll be on your way. So thank you in advance.
Come on up. We hit the mother load today.
Well, I'm not always here. So this basket was from last year that didn't make it to the president's pantry. So I finally brought it. And this was actually made from some artists from South Africa. So that's that one. And then for my 70th, we were up in Madeline Island. And everybody, if anybody knows me, knows I like dishes a lot, but I did get a little history on Madeline Island, a little towel that's made by some local artists up there, a little bag, but my favorite it's just wrapped a lot. And it's made by a local artist from up in wasn't made right on Madeline Island, but they use a lot of I guess it's more artistic up there than I thought. Oh, never mind. I'm never going to get to it. Holy moly. So, and it's just made locally. It's out of, I think this one's out of Ashland, but I kind of liked it. So that's why I got it. So that's it. I'm done. Let's see what we got next. I'll get it quickly. I will. Good idea.
Ray. Sure. Yeah, come on up for a minute. Then we'll get the program. We still have time yet. There you go.
Thanks, Jeff.
Well, good morning, everyone. It's pretty good to be back. So as Pastor Ray already said, I'm Chris. Was here 7 years ago. Now I'm living back in Estonia. But as it's a tradition in Rotary clubs, so when you come to visit another club, you bring them a present. Usually it's a banner, but because the club I'm part of, I'm president of right now, is less than 2 years old, we don't even have a banner yet. So I figured, what could I bring you guys? And then I decided to bring you this. So this was the first project we took part in. It's Slava Ukraini. So during that project, it's still ongoing. We have sent 70 ambulances to Ukraine to help with the war effort. Rotary clubs from many European countries have joined the program. And right now, the last I checked, the budget just passed 3.5 million euros, which has been used already. I know that there's like budget expansions going on, so hopefully it will keep going. But yeah, thank you for having me and letting me come back and reminisce with you guys for a bit. But anyway, yeah, thank you and have a nice meeting.
And now, Jim Schultz.
Good morning. This is a bit of a sensory overload experience for me. and not too sure that I have all the ducks in order, but wanted to, first of all, apologize for my absence. This is the first in-person Rotary meeting I've been to here in over 2 years, and have lots of people to thank for that, and a lot of organizations, COVID being one of them, the Fine Hospital Services at Aspirus, and all other kind of things that have put imprints on my body for one reason or the other. So I'm a little nervous, even though this club is one that I belong now for about 7 years. There are a lot of members here I've never said hello to, and I am remiss in not being able to do that. So today I'd like to present to you our guest speaker, who coincidentally is a Schultz. She spells her name the less desirable way with a T, but Amy Schultz is with our Girl Scout organization, and I'll let her describe her job to you. Originally, the plan was that she and Myra were going to do something together, and as we've been talking, that's all changed in the past 20 minutes. I only half understood what my instructions were supposed to be, but at any rate, Amy is going to speak to their program title is Empowering Gifts and Women Task Force for Rotary 6220. So without any more speechifying, please give a Rotarian welcome to Amy Schultz.
Well, I believe that
Amy?
Mara is going to join us as well.
I am here currently on Zoom, so I'm ready to co-chair the presentation with you, and I was actually going to introduce you as a guest today. So I'm very excited to be here. I'm not excited to be over Zoom, but I'm very excited to be co-chairing this presentation with Amy today. But Amy, I will let you do your introductions.
Thank you, Mara. My name is Amy Schultz with a T. Thank you. And I am with Girl Scouts of the Northwestern Great Lakes. And I met Mara because Rotary has this wonderful priority to help girls and young women. And we came up with a project that we would like to tell you all about today. So Mara is going to start.
Yes, and if we could switch to the next slide, that would be great. So we thought we would start with how this came to be. And one of Rotary's principles, obviously, is the initiative for empowering girls. And this was something that Schroeder and Dave Anderson originally approached me about probably in November or December of 2021. I was still with the Stevens Point Noon Club at that time, and I sat next to Schroeder at one of our meetings, and about a week later, he gave me a call and asked if I was interested in participating in this task force. And being a female and having a 13-year-old daughter, it was something that was very appealing to me. Excuse me. And so I agreed to be part of the task force. And then a little later after that, excuse me, I agreed that I would be a task force co-chair with Amy. But some of the reasons that empowering girls is important is it makes families healthier. Educated girls have educated children, and it helps break the cycle of poverty when girls are getting education and being able to make higher wages. Girls strengthen the economy, women strengthen the economy. And I find it really interesting that women participating in the labor market at the same rate as men, if women were able to, it would add up to 28 trillion to the annual global gross domestic product in 2025. As well as just the fact that in today's day and age, every girl should really be in charge of her own future and have those opportunities, which not all girls do. I think we can, yep, thank you. So some of the questions that Rotary clubs as a whole need to think about, but this task force was thinking about as we were starting to talk about it and decide what we wanted to do and how we wanted to partner and who we wanted to partner with, are the questions on this list. I don't need to read them all to you, but we started thinking locally, and we started thinking about other organizations that would have similar goals and would have similar things they're working towards. And immediately the thought of Girl Scouts came up, that is something that would be that they're really trying to empower girls, that they are working in our communities. And if we go to the next slide. Oh, this is just resources. I think we can come back to this one. I think one more. If we'll learn when Amy starts talking about Girl Scouts that our territories really align, and she'll talk about that when we see their where they work from. It's almost the same as District 6220. So it seemed to be like a really natural partnership. But thank you. How it began, I talked about a little bit. It was October or November where we just started talking about it. We started meeting as Rotarians first, and then shortly thereafter, Amy and some of the Girl Scouts joined our meetings to discuss and brainstorm how Girl Scouts could partner with us. And we thought if we partner with Girl Scouts, we really needed to narrow down our projects and our goals. And it was during the course of 2 meetings around January-ish that we were able to narrow down the common interest goals to 4 subcommittees with a project or an initiative, sometimes more than one project or initiative within each of the subcommittees. So I think we can move forward.
So like Mara said, we were really excited to see how our organizations were so in line. These are the 2 jurisdictions of your district and my council. It was so very, very close. So we could see a very natural partnership in our geography. And then next is in our program. Am I switching there? Because I'm not switching here. Oh, there we go. So similarly, we saw a lot of aligning in our program where we saw your priorities, your causes of promoting peace, fighting disease, and so on. We saw badges and programmatic things in Girl Scouts that lined up very, very closely. So we could see a very natural fit. So like Mara said, we formed a task force and we came up with 4 projects. And these are those 4 projects: hygiene kits, IDEA, leadership development, and the Girl Scout tree promise. And they were 4 things that we were working on at Girl Scouts and that we saw matched up with your causes really well. So just a little bit about each of those projects. Our hygiene kit initiative is all about our reaching out program, where if you think about Girl Scouts as a traditional troop that meets after school with somebody's mom and 10 girls that are all in the same grade, and one of their moms is the leader. Our reaching out program is for any situation where that traditional model has some sort of barrier. So we bring Girl Scout programming to juvenile detention centers, homeless centers, homeless shelters, to homework centers, any place where that troop model wouldn't would have some sort of barrier. And one of the programs that we do with our reaching out program is that we provide hygiene kits. So little kits of deodorants and shampoos and feminine hygiene products. So we gather up donations and put them together and help all of our kids with these hygiene packets. So that's one of the projects that we're working on together with our task force. Next is our Inclusion, Diversity, Equity, and Access project. And we have a big project in Girl Scouts with educating our staff, educating our troop leaders, and doing programmatic things for our girls. And so we partnered and brought that, how could we do that with Rotarians as well? Our leadership training development, we want to build leaders in girls, build leadership in our troop leaders, build leadership in our staff and so on. So we are always working on how can we build leadership. And so we saw a real natural fit with Rotary and all of the programs and causes that you have. So we put together one of our subcommittees is all about leadership development. And then our Girl Scout Tree Promise is a national program with a goal to plant 5 million trees all across the country. And so we're doing that by tree planting projects and tree planting programs all over the country. We thought that was a real natural fit for our Rotarians as well. And we have already, even in the last couple of months, had places where clubs are getting together with Girl Scout troops and planting trees. So time frame, we're working, our task force gets together on a monthly basis and kind of drives all 4 of those projects, tries to bring people in, tries to talk to Rotary clubs about how they can get involved in any of those 4 projects. And here are some ways that you can get involved. Mara, you want to say more?
Yep, I'm going to pop in. The Wausau Early Birds have quite a few members that are highly involved on this task force. So our very own Kate Florick is running both the hygiene kits and the tree planting promise. And I am in charge of the IDEA, Equity, Diversity, Inclusion, Access. And then Schroeder is running the leadership portion of things. So one of my goals with this club, and I would imagine Kate's goals will be the same, is to get our service club more involved and perhaps pick 1 or 2 of these task force committees or projects for us to get involved, because these are really fantastic projects that have been happening. But overall, how can our club get involved? We already have many club members that serve as members of the task force, but we're always looking for more. So if it's something that is of interest to you, you can reach out to me, to Dave Anderson, to Amy today, and we can get you involved. Another way is we've already connected with the Wausau Girl Scouts, and in fact, we have connected with Green Bay Girl Scouts and Girl Scouts all over our district. So if there was a club you're looking for or a club you wanted to specifically get involved, let us know. And I can try to give some updates on what we're doing in these meetings if there's interest in how the task force is moving forward. So as far as what we can help Girl Scouts with, right now, the IDEA committee is working on putting together a badge. We're looking at fall of 2023, which will be like an equity, diversity, inclusion, access badge. We're looking for guest speakers that can talk either virtually or in person. And I know we have a lot of diverse experience amongst this club. So if it's something you would like to get involved with or present for the girls, that would be fabulous. And again, we have some tree planting events that Kate could talk about, and to get all of you involved, that would be fantastic. And then we just had some other ideas and brainstorming, because we're always trying to think about future potential partnerships. We can think about, as a club, planning special events or activities that raise awareness for the importance of empowering girls in our community and young women. Establishing an awards program that recognizes individuals in our community who have played important and unique roles in empowering girls and young women. And also participating in the district project grants. I've started looking into those recently, or the foundation grants, so that we can get some funds to support some of the projects and activities that this task force is trying to accomplish. Any questions for Amy or for me?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Girls clubs or the big brothers and big sisters? Are those organizations that you might be able to approach and encourage to participate in these programs that you're offering?
Well, speaking for Girl Scouts, we partner with both and bring our reaching out programs. Speaking for Rotary and how you want to get involved in girls and young women, I'll just say that Girl Scouts is your best bet. We have a lot of girls.
Understand that.
Anything else we can tell you? It's been such a pleasure to work with Mara and all of the Rotarians. We think that we've come up with some really great ways that our organizations align and ways we can get together to really help girls and young women in ways that we both care about. So we're really, really happy to work together and to tell you about it.
I'll just add that we hope that we can get a few more Wausau early birds involved, and that perhaps our service group can look into joining one of the projects that we're moving forward with on this group. But thank you so much for the opportunity to talk about this task force with all of you.
Thank you, Amy. That was interesting. Don't go away. We've got a little gift of appreciation here. This is coffee mug, and on this side you will see the challenge statue, which is right downtown. That was the first major project of this club, going back what, almost 30 years, whatever. It's a long time. So, and your organization does align with the Rotary right now. It's amazing. It was brought up at Rotary International meeting down in Houston a few weeks ago. So anyway, thank you very much. So we've got about 15 minutes left here, so we can do some stuff. Happy sad dollars. Come on up, Pat. The sergeant has control.
All right, happy sad dollars. I'm going to start off with a happy dollar. I have the pleasure this week of serving a civil trial in Marathon County, and a few of us who've been around a few years will remember this gentleman, but one of the bailiffs at the county courthouse is a gentleman named John Reed, and John is a retired attorney who, back in our early days, someone among us came up with the idea that we could raise money by doing a rubber duck race on the kayak course in downtown Wausau. And so I don't remember, Jeff, how many ducks did we buy? 500? It was 1,500. It was some crazy number of ducks. Yeah. So first we had to buy the ducks, then we had to number the ducks. And then on the day of the race, we determined, someone figured out that we have to release the ducks into the river. And how the hell do you release 1,500 rubber ducks in the river? So we dumped them all in a large blue plastic tarp, and several of us grabbed the corners on the tarp and dumped them off the railroad bridge. And then we realized that we have to retrieve 1,500 ducks. Anyway, John Reed was the winner of I don't remember what year it was, but it was an early version of the Hyundai automobile. And John admitted to me that it didn't last very long. But anyway, so a couple happy dollars for that. Who else? Beth, it's such a pleasure to see you.
Well, since I haven't been here for so long, I'll throw $20 just in because
We're happy to see you too. It's always a pleasure. Mary, I'm sorry.
I have some happy dollars. One is Not too long ago, Bob and I were down at the kayak course. Bob was working on some computers for them, and I know where those ducks are. They're on the ledge up on top at the kayak course. So if you want to do a race again, you won't have to buy the ducks. I can get them for you. Secondly, I have a sad dollar. We all know how much we all love Joanne, and it's always fun to sit with Joanne because she sat down and she put her gum on this spoon. And in the middle of their presentation this morning, I apologize because I really had a laugh. She lost her gum. She was done eating. And so I would like, if you have extra gum, give it to Joanne so she doesn't have to save it because we just found it on the floor. The other thing, if you ever want to have fun, deliver meals with Beth Miller. I hurt so bad by the time I got home from laughing. She is, it's worth, you can save a whole doctor's trip by going with her for 25 minutes.
Thanks, Mary.
Well, it's a bad thing to follow Beth and Mary and all the escapades of the gum chewing brigade here. But I just wanted to tell folks that I'm not sick. I'm just trying to protect myself from picking up anything. So if I look a little goofier than normal, it's probably to your benefit. I have a happy dollar. I wanted to say welcome back to my virtual friend of a couple of years, Jim Schultz. We seem to have had a lot of good conversations about his teaching in China and all those sorts of things, but we're sure glad to see him back in person and hope that that continues very long into the future. Thanks.
And
I have a happy dollar. About 2 weeks ago, I did my annual chick trip with my 4 other friends. We've been friends for like 20 years, and we went to American Players Theater to see Hamlet and Sense and Sensibility. But to set the trip off right, we stopped at Circus World in Baraboo and saw the circus. And they've got elephants there and trapeze artists and the guy that rides on the motorcycle on the wire and then flips around and comes back again, and clowns and acting dogs and acrobats. And so if you just want to be a kid again, Baraboo is not that far away, and it's a wonderful day spent in the out of doors. And if you have grandchildren, that would be a wonderful day outing to have. And believe it or not, there was one woman in our group who had never been to the circus, which I can't believe. I said, you work in a circus, for God's sakes. How could you never have been in a circus? And I said, now you'll know what a real circus is. So that's my pitch for Circus World.
thanks, and I know that Jean Bergner took her granddaughter down there a couple of weeks ago and enjoyed it as well. So highly recommend it.
I have one happy dollar for recognizing Jean as our new president, and thank you, Jeff, for taking care of today's meeting. I also like to have a happy dollar for having our former exchange student join us, and another happy dollar knowing that we are going to be sponsoring an exchange student, and I'm even happier the fact that he's coming from Brazil. So I'm very interested to meet him and be involved.
Thank you. Pastor Ray, thank you for stepping up as our interim RY officer. I'm going to say the same thing as Jim did. One for Christopher being here and one for Iago coming. So that's what I was going to say. So there's my 2. That it? I think we have one more. We have a guest, I'm sorry, a Rotarian among us who celebrated a milestone event yesterday that I think he needs to fess up and pay up.
I'll put $5 happy dollars in for I've celebrated a wedding anniversary yesterday. It was my third year of wedding anniversary, and had 47 with Karen and 3 with Cindy. So I got a total of 50 years of marriage.
I noticed that he didn't talk about wedded bliss there, did he?
Oh,
Changes from 3 to 5. 2 happy dollars that Mandy Wright has joined us for the first time. I'm hoping that this is the first of many. And welcome, Mandy, and I'm hoping you're enjoying yourself.
Who else?
I have a couple happy dollars. First of all, thank you for all your kind comments that you noticed I was here on time today. I surprised myself, but I appreciate all of that. And the second, well, I don't know if it's happy or sad because I did have my gum on my spoon. I always do that. And it was gone. And I'm like, Mary, you little shyster. So I didn't say anything for a while. And then I'm like, okay, Mary, give it up. Where's my gum? Anyway, she's like, she goes, your cup. And I'm like, no, my gum. And she's like, your what? And I'm like, my gum, for God's sakes, give me my gum. Anyway, so I look down and here it's on the floor by your purse. But anyway, so just a fun dollar.
Mandy, it's always an adventure, always an adventure. Any others? If not, thanks. Have a great,
Well, I just want to say it's good to be back. I was sick with COVID for 2 weeks, and then we've missed the last couple of weeks. So I feel like I haven't seen everyone in forever. So it's good to be back. 2 happy dollars. So
I've got one last one. It's a proud, happy dollar or two. I'll be over in Eau Claire tomorrow helping my daughter finalize their new office they're opening on Monday. So they have a very large dental office that she and her partner, it's a brand new facility and it's kind of cool. I get to go help set up the lab a little bit. So interesting. It's been fun watching the whole thing come together. But, and Joanne, as far as being early today, you're a greeter. Does that pass the 4-way test? Not really. Called Joe. Anyway, I heard that over here, so I'm just passing it on. But mobile meals, Mike, are you on that today? You got it covered? Cool. All right. Thanks, guys. Okay, some other business. We've got a few minutes left here. We're looking for a board member to fill Meredith Ott's seat. So if anybody's interested or you can think of anybody, bring it to Jean's attention or mine or other board members, and we'll do that. And we're also looking for a Rotary Youth Exchange Officer. Are you doing that? Thank you very much. Jim Warsaw has stepped up to the plate again. Thank you very much. You'll do a great job, and you know this thing pretty well already. So, and along those lines, as far as Rotary Exchange, got it. My family was involved with that 48 years ago. Claudio Lima from Brazil, he's still part of our family. He travels over from Australia every couple of years just to visit our family for a month. So that's the impact that Exchange has, and you guys can speak to that.
I'm now a proud grandfather. If I wait for my kids, I'll probably be 90.
Yeah, that's awesome. The other thing we're looking for is a chair for Pints for Polio to work with the Noon Club. And Dennis Tan reached out and he's got a date picked out. It looks like, I think it was like September 21st or something like that. No, maybe it was October, whatever. I only saw it once, so my memory is not that good. But we'll be working with those guys on this project, so we should have a much better turnout this year. New business, we heard from Cheryl Hemp, and she has decided to resign from the club. And then the challenge statue, the rewater event. After city inspection, it was discovered that the water supply line does not meet code. So the city will repair. And I'm not quite, is it just not drinkable water or what? Because I guess the problem is the homeless that kind of inhabit that area down there, especially during the summer, are using that water to drink or something. That's what it sounded like. So that's an interesting little thing that came up.
From Dennis on the results of the.
We will have those next week, the final totals. We have a lot of kites left. I know that
I'm
for a
shocked.
fact. I dropped them off Friday and then I hauled them all the way on Saturday. I hauled away the same amount I brought in Friday. They're all in my basement at my office. But he is working on the solution to get rid of those. He's got a whole bunch of different avenues to get rid of them. So we are not going to end up losing money on it.
And then
So-
the second comment I'd make relative to the kayak statue, I would highly suggest that any of us who has a desire as members to see water running on the kayak statue like it was originally intended, to call the Wausau City Mayor or to call the City Parks Department. It's part of the Parks and Forestry Department, and just let them know that the agreement when that statue was donated to the city was that the City Parks and Forestry Department was going to maintain it over the years. And it looks pretty cruddy without water running. So take it upon yourselves to make a quick phone call and express your interest in seeing more water on the statue. Thanks.
For sure. And the last new item was Rhonda Warner Schultz is on a LOA, leave of absence through September, and then she'll be back. So. And with that, I'm going to start saying thank yous. Thank you to our greeters today, Pat, Joanne, and Rick, who filled in for a little bit. And thank you to our guests for showing up today. We have Mandy and Zach. Thank you for coming. Hopefully we see you guys again in the future. Welcome back. And I know you're flying out today. So it was short but sweet, but it was good to see you again. I saw him standing in there with Ram. I'm like, I know that kid from somewhere 7 years ago. So is there anything else today? Oh, and by the way, you're probably wondering, why am I up here today? I'm the PE, president-elect. Gene is home with COVID. If you guys didn't know that, some of you did, some of you didn't. And I know Mara is not here either in person for similar reasons. So if there's nothing else, this meeting is adjourned right at 8 o'clock.